Chapter 5, Advancing to Qi Refining Level 2. The night passed, and the wind and rain abruptly ceased. Inside the room, the bedding was in disarray, and clothes were strewn everywhere. One could only imagine the intensity of last night's battle, it was plain to see. On the bed lay a poor man with a pale face and a weak body, while beside him was a satisfied and refreshed long-legged mature woman. They were, naturally, Josui and Ji Bingyu. Swoosh tilde tilde tilde. At this moment, Josui sensed a surge of information entering his sea of consciousness. You dual cultivated with your Dao companion 7 times last night. Your hearts are connected, and your love has deepened. You have gained a certain amount of sword Dao experience, and your spiritual root aptitude has improved to a certain degree. You have obtained the other party's primordial yin energy, and your cultivation has advanced to Qi refining level 2. At this time, he felt a large amount of true essence surging within him, instantly clearing a meridian. The power in his body was significantly stronger than before. Originally, he would have needed 2 or 3 years of hard cultivation to reach the realm of Qi refining level 2. But now, after just a few sessions of dual cultivation, his cultivation had improved tremendously, reaching Qi refining level 2 and saving him years of bitter training. One could imagine just how great a benefit this was. Wait, gaining sword Dao experience, improving spiritual root aptitude, is this the hidden power of the Infatuation Gu? Josui was suddenly taken aback. Immediately, he obtained a piece of vital information from the Infatuation Gu. Its power wasn't just as simple as making female cultivators fall in love with him. If they dual cultivated, the deeper the love, the more benefits he would receive. He could gain cultivation breakthroughs from female cultivators, acquire their various experiences in the Dao, and even improve his spiritual root aptitude. Its uses were truly endless. Of course, this was mutual, the woman could also gain corresponding benefits from him. However, for now, because Josui's cultivation was so low, he naturally gained the most benefits. If that's the case, then wouldn't the more Dao companions I have, the faster my cultivation speed becomes. Josui immediately thought of one way to use the Infatuation Gu. He had been troubled by how to improve his spiritual root aptitude, but if he had many Dao companions, the speed at which his aptitude improved would be terrifying. By then, his 9th grade spiritual root could advance to an 8th grade spiritual root, a 7th grade spiritual root, or even a 1st grade spiritual root. Even a heavenly spiritual root wouldn't be out of the question. If he truly possessed a heavenly spiritual root, his path in the Dao would be a smooth one. Don't worry, husband, I will take responsibility for you. Tomorrow, we will hold a wedding and announce it to the world. Ji Bingyu hugged Josui and spoke with a face full of satisfaction. She felt an unprecedented happiness in her heart, as if she had lived in vain until now. Indeed, taking the initiative was the right move, otherwise, such a lovely man would surely have been snatched away by some other wicked woman. For a man like this, falling into her hands was the best choice. What? Hearing this, Josui's lips twitched. He felt as if their roles had been reversed, as if he had become the little woman bullied by a tyrant. He was clearly the one who had taken great advantage of her, and she had even given him her first time. However, he didn't refuse. After all, this was a good thing for him too. After all, only being married counted as legal dual cultivation. Moreover, marriage between cultivators was simple. There was no need for civil registration. As long as a wedding feast was held and the blessings of others were received, it was considered the mark of becoming Dao companions. Alright, since you didn't refuse, I'll take that as a yes. Now, get some good rest. You worked hard last night too. Ji Bingyu quickly dressed and left the bed. After all, she was a cultivator at the Qi refining stage 9th level, and her physical fitness and cultivation were far superior to Josui's. Even after dual cultivating several times, she was still full of energy, showing no signs of fatigue. At this moment, in the hall of the residence, Mu Ziyan and Sha Jingyan had already been waiting for a long time. They looked at Ji Bingyu with strange expressions as she walked out of Josui's bedroom composedly. After all, they weren't fools. As late stage of Qi refining cultivators, they couldn't have failed to notice such a large commotion last night. Sister Ji, you're amazing. You made a move on that man so quickly, forcing yourself on him. You truly are a role model for us women. Mu Ziyan looked at Ji Bingyu with admiration. In the past, it was always men forcing themselves on women, but now, it was a woman forcing herself on a man. One could imagine Sister Ji's prowess. She really was a role model for women, a heroine who didn't lose to any man. Haha, I couldn't help it. If I didn't make a move on such a lovely man early, he might have been snatched away by other wicked women. Ji Bingyu's face flushed. To be honest, she also felt that she had been incredibly bold, which seemed a bit different from her previous personality. But that was love at first sight. Buying what she liked, snatching the man she wanted, loving and hating boldly without caring for worldly prejudices, that was the real Ji Bingyu. Sister Ji, what's so good about this man? He's not handsome, his aptitude is mediocre, and he's just a minor cultivator at the Summer Solstice Realm Level 1. Sha Jingyan was full of doubt, unable to see any charm in Josui. One should know that Ji Bingyu had countless suitors, and even some sect cultivators had pursued her, but she had rejected them all, not giving them a second thought. But now, a mere cultivator at the Summer Solstice Realm Level 1 had actually caught Sister Ji's eye. It was truly unbelievable. Of course, she didn't think Josui was the one who made the move. He was just a Summer Solstice Realm Level 1 cultivator. No matter what tricks he had, he couldn't possibly have done anything to her sister. Sister Sha, why even ask? To each their own. Sister Ji just happens to like this type. Mu Zian said nonchalantly, he's just a man. If she likes him, she likes him. Does she need a reason? If she's not satisfied, she can just dump him. She felt this was the real Sister Ji, with a personality like an empress. Why should men be allowed to have multiple wives and concubines and leave a trail of broken hearts everywhere? Women could do the same. Giggle, you don't understand. I think this man is very special, he gives me an unprecedented feeling, unlike any other man. That's why I fell for him. In any case, I will hold a wedding feast with him tomorrow and become Tao companions. Since my parents are no longer around, I don't need to care about anyone else's opinion. If I like him, I'll marry him. Ji Bingyu smiled slightly. Yes, Sister Ji. Mu Zian also looked at Ji Bingyu with admiration. This was the big sister she looked up to, bold in love and hate. He was a man she'd only met for the first time, yet she dared to marry him. Is this what a mature woman is like? She's definitely different from an inexperienced woman like me, she's so overbearing. Thinking about it, it made sense. They had all become chi refiners and were long different from mortals, so naturally, they didn't need to follow mortal rules and restrictions. If one cannot act as they please, then what is the point of cultivating immortality?